After leaving Devil's Tower, we had crossed our next state border that same day into South Dakota. It was a bit late in the day to be going to Mount Rushmore, so we decided to do some video backups and sleep at a Walmart car park in Rapid City. Once we got into Mount Rushmore, we noticed there was some construction happening, which prevented us from doing the Presidential Trail, a short walk around the base of the mountain. So we instead took a walk down to the sculptor's studio to learn more about the development of Mount Rushmore. Prior to visiting, I had no idea the heads were just the start, and Mount Rushmore was originally planned to feature full sculptures of the 4 famous presidents, before running out of funds, and instead opting to leave it as just the heads. After all this, we returned back into Rapid City to use the Walmart car park to sleep again. Today we left Rapid City and drove for about 2 hours east to get to what I can only describe as America's Trago Mills, Wall Drug. This massive store was a roadside attraction in and of itself, featuring shops within shops, giant animatronic dinosaurs, and all sorts of other things to gawk at. It was very fun. Today we would check out Badlands National Park, known for its sharply eroded pinnacles and buttes. Starting at Pinnacle Overlook, we enjoyed panoramic views of the park's best-known features. Something we enjoyed about this park was that hiking off-trail was encouraged, so we decided on going out for a little walk over this unique landscape. We continued driving through the park, stopping at various intriguing viewpoints. Eventually we ended up at a fossil exhibit, where they had a park ranger talking about the various extinct animal species discovered in the park. After this we continued driving for about an hour until we reached a ghost town of sorts called Ockerton. I had heard about this place before and found it rather interesting. Ockerton popped up in 1909 when a railway line was built through this area. Once the railroad eventually closed and the interstate was built, which completely bypassed the town, the population dwindled rapidly. There's a lot of old abandoned buildings here. This one, which had been weathered and warped, was really quite fascinating to look at.
Where are we?
I don't know. This town was normal 30 seconds ago.
Where the fuck are we?
There was also a Wild West sort of tourist attraction here at some point in time, which itself has long been closed and abandoned, adding to the very odd feel of this place.
Yeah. Chicken, I don't even know it's a chicken.
Before leaving, we saw a goat who seemed to have gotten his head stuck in the fence, so we knocked on the door of the closest home, and a woman answered. We informed her that her goat looked like it had gotten himself stuck, and she thanked us for letting her know, saying she probably wouldn't have checked on her goats again today, and so he may have frozen to death overnight. After freeing her goat and potentially saving his life, we chatted for a bit with her about the history of the town and what it's like living in such an odd place. She said she liked the quiet and that buying property here was dirt cheap. I think she owned what was once an entire street of the town. She also informed us that there are only about 30 others living in this town. I think she wondered why we would travel all the way from England only to end up in this mostly abandoned town in the middle of nowhere. We thanked her for her time and moved on, travelling another 3 hours before eventually deciding to call it a night, parking up at a Cabela's car park in Mitchell. Another write-off day. I believe we did some food shopping at the Walmart and filled up the van's water. Now, before we left Mitchell, we simply had to check out the world's only corn palace. I'm not even sure what to make of a corn palace. It was pretty cool, all things considered. Apparently they make a whole new one every single year. The plan for the rest of the day was to drive through Minnesota and Wisconsin, as I had no idea what to do in either of these two states, with the goal of reaching Michigan's Upper Peninsula by the evening. But it seemed like our van had other plans. Whilst trying to pass through Minneapolis, we stopped to get petrol somewhere, and after that the van wasn't starting. We called the rental company, and they arranged for us to be towed to a Firestone repair shop, which was now closed for the day, so we slept there, planning to get the van fixed the following day. As soon as the repair shop opened in the morning, we walked in to explain what had gone wrong with the van, but the people working there were quite rude and dismissive. Despite having a contract, I believe, with our van's rental company, the mechanics at Firestone said they didn't work on camper vans. Slightly confused, we called the rental company back up, and eventually they arranged for a nearby independent mechanic to fix the van. The owner of this independent repair shop was much friendlier, and he had the van fixed by the end of the day. I'm not sure exactly what was wrong with it, but we ended up using this extra time to do some video backups anyway. After this, we drove for about 4 hours, passing straight through Wisconsin and entering the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where we found a free campsite in the town of Wakefield. We made full use of the running water here to have an outdoor shower.
How's the weather, Aiden? Is it cold?
It's lovely out here. Showering like I love it.
What a place to be.
Well, at least you don't want to miss this one.
Right next to a school.
Down below.
I'm filming.
Today we headed up into the Porcupine Mountains to check out Lake in the Clouds. At this point in the year, it was mid-October, and the colours were looking incredible. Lake in the Clouds was very beautiful, especially this time of year, with all the warm coloured trees surrounding it. After this, we continued east through the Upper Peninsula, eventually sleeping at a Walmart in Marquette. Whilst in the Upper Peninsula, we had to try a Michigan pasty. So I suppose a lot of Cornish miners immigrated to Michigan's Upper Peninsula in the early 19th century, and with them came Cornish culture. The Cornish pasty, for example, is better known as a Michigan pasty in most of the US. We stopped at Munising, at the first place we saw advertising pasties, and despite its unorthodox shape, we actually did enjoy our Michigan pasty, and thought at least taste-wise it was comparable to a traditional Cornish pasty from back home. We also spent this afternoon walking around the Chapel Creek area of pictured rocks, but unfortunately I forgot to take many photos and videos of this area. I know at some point we did get to the shoreline of Lake Superior and took a few photos. I had unfortunately done very little research into this area and missed out on some really pretty scenery very close by. Honestly, this whole part of the trip was very poorly planned, and I didn't know all the cool things that there were to see in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So after our short walk around Chapel Creek, we just drove for like 3 hours, likely passing by a lot of really cool, interesting stuff, eventually parking up for the night outside a casino just north of the Mackinac Bridge. Today we drove across the Mackinac Bridge, which was pretty cool, crossing over into the lower peninsula of Michigan. We were definitely getting a bit burnt out at this point in the trip, so going forward there will be days where I have very little to say or show, and honestly this is one of them. The plan today was to check out Sleeping Bear Dunes, a scenic national lakeshore known for its towering sand dunes, forests, and stunning views of Lake Michigan. However, when we got there, it was pouring down with rain.
For the sand dune, baby. Excuse me. The Joe Command font.
I was feeling determined and I wanted to push on and do the walk anyway, but eventually Alicia convinced me the better thing to do would be to just check it out tomorrow, when the weather was better.
There's water over there, but that's not even the big lake. The big lake is over that hill, but we can't see it. Why can't we see it?
Because it's raining and it's cold and I'm wet.
The weather was looking much better today, so we walked the Dunes Trail, going from one side of the dunes to the other, eventually getting to the shoreline of Lake Michigan. Naturally, I forgot to bring the GoPro on the day with the nice weather, so I only have photos of this day. After this, it was a 3-hour drive southeast, ending up at a Pilot Flying J truck stop for the night in Saginaw. After all the travelling and adventuring so far on this trip, I decided I owed Alicia a trip to a petting zoo. We found this place called Grandpa Tiny's Farm, just outside Frankenmouth. We also decided to check out the world's largest Christmas store, Bronner's Christmas Wonderland.
He's see-through. He looks like the Sinclair gas station.
He does.
There was even a Halloween section, which we very much enjoyed. That evening we wandered around Frankenmouth's River Place shops, a themed shopping area which felt like a strange Disney interpretation of what a European town centre might look like.
Wow, this place is really cool. Interesting. I don't know. That looks very much like our pasties.
That does look
Feet, clean and well themed. Yeah, forever in purgatory. Waiting.
Oh.
It was very charming though, and we enjoyed it a lot. I also bought this cool mask kit for Halloween, which was quickly approaching at this point. After this, we drove for another hour and a half south, staying at another Pilot Flying J just outside of Ann Arbor this time. Today, we visited hell. No, we didn't go into Detroit. We visited a small town just to the west of it, literally called Hell. We only really went here for the novelty of it. There wasn't much to see here besides the Go to Hell gift shop, which was very charming, and the lady running it was great fun. She gave us some rare $2 bills, stamped from hell. After this, we continued driving south through Michigan, eventually crossing into our next state, Ohio, sleeping at a Walmart car park in Toledo. Today, the goal was to travel along the southern shoreline of Lake Erie, getting as far east as we could, heading towards upstate New York. However, we got distracted by billboards advertising an African wildlife safari park. Alicia simply had to see more animals, so there was no resisting. We arrived at the safari park, and I think it was only like $5 to enter, which was a really good price actually. We even got some food to feed the animals.
Look at these funny things. Hello. Hello, you guys. Such a nice shot. Take the whole house.
Yeah, sounds a bit like that as well. Saving some for the other animals, you know. You can get head back.
We really loved this cow who was obsessed with licking the van for some reason. We named him Big Tungus.
He's got a big tongue.
He's got a big tongue.
He's got a big tongue. Oh, it touched me.
Is he back on your side? Hey! Oh, wait, no, you have it. There we go.
Oh, it touched me. Just come really close. I don't like how they're looking at me.
He's got a good firm grip on that. He's got a pretty big tungus as well, to be fair. Really? Crazy.
Oh, it touched me. No, he's too close, Aiden. Sorry. Hello? I don't like it.
They're lovely.
No.
They are lovely.
You're gonna drive to the fence. Oh no. I don't have any feed. I don't have any. Oh, he's coming in. He's entered. Oh no. Please drive, Aiden. Please. Aiden, no! Aiden! Aiden, just drive! Aiden! No! Please just drive!
Damaging the van.
You're very big, hello. A small herd of animals. Bye. Stop encouraging them.
I love them.
Bye. Oh, careful, going right in front. He's sort of over that side now. We're still being attacked by a caribou. Big Tungus is itching himself, aren't you? We're out of food, my goodness.
The drive-through African safari wasn't the only thing this wildlife park had to offer either. There was also a small zoo area featuring monkeys, warthogs, and this aviary filled with colourful budgies. You could buy these seed stick things, which would cause the birds to swarm you trying to eat it. It was really cute and nice being surrounded by these colourful birds. They would literally sit on your arms and stuff. It was great.
I love them.
Oh, they're very cute. Here, would you like photos? Turquoise camel.
This guy's been on my foot for ages.
Who's your foot friend? Hey guys, what's this? I'm the bird man.
This white one.
Very cute. This guy's on the GoPro.
That evening we slept at a Walmart car park in Cleveland. Kuka Valley is an odd national park. It doesn't feel like your typical national park at all. It's sort of sandwiched between two large cities, Cleveland and Akron, and had an interstate running through it. Honestly, it was a pretty lame national park. There weren't really any stunning viewpoints or hikes or anything like that. I'm sure the area had some interesting history, but I couldn't tell you what it was. This old covered bridge was really cool though. After leaving Kuka Valley, we drove for almost 5 hours along the southern shoreline of Lake Erie, passing through our next state borders, briefly into Pennsylvania, and then into upstate New York, passing through Buffalo, and eventually sleeping at a Walmart car park near Niagara Falls. We just had another day off, nothing to show for today. Upstate New York is definitely stretching the definition of the Midwest, but it also couldn't really be considered New England either, so I'm including it here at the end of this episode anyway. Today we drove over to Niagara Falls State Park and just casually wandered around enjoying the iconic falls. Niagara Falls is, of course, iconic, but the park area surrounding it is almost just as beautiful, especially this time of the year.
Sort of gives a feel of the area, doesn't it? I think we should look at the lovely colours of the trees. Aren't they pretty?
Grumps.
The colours look really nice on the GoPro, Yeah, because I mean, it all leads that way eventually. Let's go for it.
We enjoyed watching these birds as we ate our lunch. We contemplated going to the Canadian side, as they apparently have a better view of the falls, but remembering how much trouble we had getting into the country initially, we opted to avoid doing this. After all this, we drove back to the Walmart car park, where we had slept the night prior. Thank you for watching. This has probably been the biggest episode so far, at least in terms of total distance travelled, coming in at around 2,000 miles. Next episode will be in New England, visiting some friends in Massachusetts for Halloween.